Hey guys, Plain and Simple Man here, and it's been a while since my last video, guys. It's been over a week to be exact, and guess what? I'm glad to be back. So, today I'm going to talk about my first impressions of Black Ops 3, and I'm going to talk about the things that I really enjoyed with the game so far, and then I'm going to talk about some of my concerns, and hopefully my concerns are nothing more than just that, but concerns. So, I'm going to give you guys an honest review of the game so far. Now, things may change, okay? And I'm not drinking the Call of Duty Kool-Aid like some YouTubers who will say everything about this game is absolutely perfect. Well, not me. If there's something I like, well, I'm going to let you guys know. And if there's something that I don't like, I'm going to talk about it and explain why. Okay? So let's get started. Now, let's talk about the maps. Now, I've played the game for a couple of days now, and I gotta say that the maps, they look great. And they're probably the most detailed maps that I've seen since, well, of all time as far as Call of Duty's concerned. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. You know, with the new consoles and the graphics and everything else, I think they're great. And I think Treyarch stuck to its recent style and kept the maps bright, crisp, and detailed, which I love. I think it's great. And it seems like everything within the maps has an actual purpose, and you can tell that they spent a lot of time on designing these maps, you know, places to wall run, places to cover and hide when you're playing objective game styles, and so on and so forth. I mean, it just feels right. So I'm really happy with the design and the feel of the maps. All right, let's talk about the guns. I feel as if the guns that I've used so far, and I've only used a couple of them, are a little bit less accurate than they were in the beta. And, you know, I don't have any data to prove it, but just, you know, that's just how I feel when I use the guns. You know, and they just, like I said, they feel a little bit less accurate, but it's probably not a bad thing, to be honest, because I think the reason for this was because of Gunsmith and the amount of attachments that you can now put on your weapon. And you know what? We'll talk about Gunsmith at the end of this video. Trust me. But overall, I think the guns in the game so far are really good, and they seem pretty balanced. Again, so far. But we'll see what happens when I unlock more guns, and you know, maybe I'll use them in different game styles and things like that. But overall, thumbs up. All right, let's talk about Paint Shop. And guys, like I said in the beta, I like the Paint Shop. I really do. I think it gives people a little bit more of an opportunity to make the weapons a little bit more personalized than they were able to do before in the past, because now you can kind of create color schemes along with the different camos that are already provided in the game. And I think they have a lot more camos that they give you in the game as well. And I think the sky's the limit as far as, you know, what you can do. As long as you're creative, guys, you can really, you know, make your weapon, at least the appearance of your weapon, all your own. So I don't know, I like that. I think it's pretty cool. Now, as far as the theme music, you know, and this is not a really big deal, and I think I even mentioned it in my beta video that I made a couple of months back, but honestly, I think this is the weakest theme song of any Call of Duty game ever created, and I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. I'm just not sure why they chose this song, but then again, I'm just a consumer, I'm not a creator. Personally, something a bit more powerful would have been fitting, but you know, it's just the theme song, and it's really not what's important with the game, but I just don't care for it. I just wanted to mention that. Not a big deal. And you know what? I gotta say this. Why is there no kill confirmed or domination in hardcore? Come on, David Vonderhaar. Some of us like kill confirmed. Well, I know the pros and the big YouTubers, you know, they don't play hardcore games, so maybe that's why it's not in there. But anyway, I like kill confirmed, and I like domination in hardcore. But overall, the game, it's a lot of fun to play. I really enjoy it so far, and I didn't want to talk about this, but I gotta get to this. Now, this is my biggest disappointment in the game, and I'm sure many of you guys are going to disagree, so buckle up. But let me explain my reasoning for this before you guys start giving me thumbs down. I want you to listen to what I have to say, and I'm talking about Gunsmith. To me, the biggest disappointment in Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is the Gunsmith, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. So listen up. Now, I thought Gunsmith was going to be a place where you can select from various gun parts and create your own gun. So as an example, you got 10 different barrels, and each barrel has its own characteristic and performs differently from one to the next. And the same with the stock. I thought there was going to be a bunch of different stocks to choose from, and each of them perform differently. But from what I've understood now up to this point, this is not the case with Gunsmith. Basically, there's variants of the barrels, there's variants of the stocks and the foregrips and everything else, but they all perform exactly the same. Okay, I'm going to say it again. They all perform exactly the same. The only difference, guys, is the way they look. Well, doesn't Paint Shop allow you to make your gun look different? If it's a true gunsmith, you should be able to literally have different attributes to each variant, allowing each variant affect how the gun performs. Basically, what we've got here with Gunsmith is Paint Shop 2.0 or Skin Shop 2.0, because it doesn't matter what barrel you put on your gun, and it doesn't matter what foregrip you put on your gun, and it doesn't matter what stock you put on your gun. It doesn't matter what the variants are, because if all those parts perform the exact same way within each category of parts, then it's not a true gunsmith. You're not gunsmithing anything. Now, if you know anything about firearms, real firearms, you would know that if you took a longer barrel as an example and you replaced it with a shorter barrel, your accuracy is going to change. And if you have a heavier stock as opposed to a lighter stock, your recoil is going to change, because the heavier stock, the less recoil, because the stock is going to absorb a lot of the energy. So yes, this so-called gunsmith is a huge disappointment for me. And it's my opinion, guys, and I know that a lot of people out there are not going to agree with me, but this is just how I feel. Now, guys, listen, if I'm wrong with anything that I've said about Gunsmith, I really mean it. If I'm wrong, just let me know. Let me know what's going on with Gunsmith. Maybe I'm missing something, okay? But this does not affect the way I feel about the game. I have a lot of fun with this game, and I love the maps, and I think this game is a really good game. It's just the one feature in the game that I'm really disappointed in. So let me hear what you guys have to think in the comment section down below. What did you like about the game so far? What did you not like about the game so far? And do you guys agree with me about Gunsmith? Think about what Gunsmith is. If you're gonna have parts and you're gonna have variants of those parts, they should behave differently, not the same. Otherwise, all we have is Paint Shop 2.0, guys. And as always, remember to like, subscribe, comment, leave your comments down below. I'm Plain and Simple Man. I gotta get back to playing Black Ops 3 because this game, so far, pretty good game. We'll see you next time. I'm Plain and Simple Man. I'm out of here.